State officials are touting new data showing a dip in homelessness for the first time in 15 years. What steps Governor Gavin Newsom is taking to not only manage the unhoused population, but make progress in reducing it.
A large number of troops are now on standby as tensions continue to rise between protesters and federal officials in the state of Minnesota. Why state and city leaders say the deployment of more troops is unnecessary, and how the Department of Justice is defending the Trump administration's plans.
The president is ramping up efforts to take over Greenland, that's now facing even more pushback after threatening 8 European countries with higher tariffs.
He doesn't respect anything. He just takes what he thinks is his and what he wants to do.
The people of Denmark are very anxious, are quite concerned, and the people of Greenland even more so.
What options Republicans on Capitol Hill are now weighing in hopes to ease the tensions, and how those in the Trump administration are defending the actions of the president.
And we are starting this week where we ended last week. Fog. Yep, a dense fog advisory in effect for you. Fortunately, a lot of people not in school today, but that doesn't change things for the rest of us here. Coming up, we'll break down the dense fog advisory and what you need to know in your Great Day forecast.
You're watching Fox 26, and now, Great Day.
Good morning. We begin this hour with a live look now at Shasta Dam in Northern California, where after several days, it feels like forever, we've had the fog. I think a lot of us are hoping for clear skies like this when we wake up in the morning. But another week and good Monday morning. Thank you for joining us on this Monday. I'm Carl Cook.
And I'm Christina Rodriguez in for Liz Gonzalez.
And I'm Justin Willis. Thank you for joining us. So yeah, more fog.
Yeah.
There we go.
I wish we could just wake up and there was just clear skies for the first time. It feels like forever.
Yeah, I mean, we might get there this week. You know, that fog's really been hanging on all week, and it just stayed there. And we're in that same situation today. So, I mean, for your Martin Luther King Day, it's going to be a foggy one out there. So let me get your day planner going and show you what it's looking like right now. Get the visibilities first here. We're at about a quarter-mile visibility all over the place here. Although in some areas it could be dropping. It's going to be patchy today. Visibilities could get down to 0 in a lot of places out there. We'll continue to keep an eye on this for you today. All right, so here is what's happening with the other current conditions, like the temperature. 45 degrees right now. Winds are calm. Dew points at 44, and it's still going to be foggy there at 10 a.m. 46 at that time at noon. If that fog isn't burned off, well, it'll be cloudy. 50 degrees at that time, and then we'll get up to 53 at 5 o'clock there. Yeah, calm winds today, and the skies, or we're hoping that they'll clear out for you by the end of the day. All right, coming up next, yeah, this dense fog isn't going anywhere. However, we have the chance for some rain and snow on the way. I'll let you know when and where to expect that coming up.
Thank you, Justin. Let's go back to the thick fog situation, because CHP says there's one simple mistake there putting drivers at risk, thinking your lights are on when they're not. And you can even, in fact, get a ticket because of it. Now, you might think this goes without saying, but many of you sounded off in our Fox 26 comment section on Facebook, saying a few quotes like this. The sheer amount of vehicles with no headlights on was astonishing. And auto lights don't turn on your tail lights, turn on your lights. Now, we visited Edina's Auto Center in Dinuba and asked this question. What is the difference between daytime running lights and fog lights, and which are the best ones to use in dense fog?
So daytime running lights are just standard, your everyday light that comes on. Fog lamps are specifically for the road, for looking between the lines. It's a widespread light that doesn't go super far. It's more so just to see right in front of you.
So here's the moral of the story when driving in the fog. High beams, never. Low beams, always. Fog lights, a must. If this seems confusing, well, it's probably because we just aren't talking about this enough as a community until the fog advisory days come around and it's too late. Now, CHP is reminding drivers of the dangers while driving when foggy, not just for you, but for everybody else on the road. And while enforcement is an option, CHP says their goal is education. Make sure that drivers know how to stay safe in the fog.
And you're going to need to be extra safe out there today. Here's a live look at Veterans Boulevard at Highway 99 in Fresno. And you can see it is very dense out there. Fortunately, it's a day off for a lot of people out there, so the roads should be fairly quiet. However, that does not excuse you and give you a free pass to drive however you want. I mean, it's still foggy out there. You need to be safe and need to be considered out there on the roads as well. So very foggy out there. Visibility is right now just hanging out about a quarter of a mile, really half a mile maybe in Reedley and Visalia. But there are some areas where it's very patchy. You could be running into some dense walls of fog out there. Visibilities are expected to get down to 0 in some places out there. So you're going to want to be extra careful out there again today. So yes, dense fog advisory in effect. And just to reiterate, yeah, use the low beams today and make sure your headlights are on and not just on that auto switch there. This dense fog advisory goes from Kern County all the way up north past Sacramento, the whole valley. It is another Thule fog situation for us this week here. Today's dense fog advisory goes until noon. We'll see if it gets extended until 1. They've been extending it over the past week or so while we've been dealing with this Thule fog. So this is going to be very dense out there. I-5 is going to see issues. Highway 99 going to see issues all up and down the San Joaquin Valley today. So yes, low beams, slow down. Give yourself plenty of time to get where you're going and plenty of distance between you and the car in front of you. All right, here's the situation. This is the recipe for Thule fog. Troughing on either side of the state here. High pressure pushing in, kind of capping things off for us here. And it's not really enough that it's going to burn off soon. It doesn't burn off really until the end of the day there. And even then we have some lingering fog. We've had foggy conditions in the afternoons over the past week. So again, it's going to be hanging on here because that's the situation for today. Fog today, fog tomorrow, cloudy on Wednesday. We'll see if we get any more fog Wednesday, but for now it looks like today and tomorrow for sure on the fog. 55 is the high today, same for tomorrow, up to 58 on Wednesday. That's fairly normal here. Normal's 56, and then we got overnight lows in the 40s for you. Now, I said something about a little bit of rain, snow possibly. Right. Well, not till the end of the week here, and it's probably going to be late Thursday night there where things start creeping in, and it's going to be for the Sierra Nevada mountains. We might see a little bit down in Kern County there, but it looks like Thursday evening there. We'll start to see a little bit there, a little bit of snow up in Sequoia National Park, maybe just directly to the east of Fresno there, and then maybe Friday. Things pick up on the weekend here. There could be some very fresh snow up in the mountains this weekend for China Peak and anybody wanting to go skiing and snowboarding. Things pick up there Friday afternoon, get heavier there in the latter parts of the afternoon, hanging on into the evening hours. Looking like we could see some rain down there in the Mojave regions there, but snow would be probably the higher elevations for now. We might see a little bit of rain shoot out from this system and maybe bring some sprinkles to parts of the South Valley there for you. And then it'll start to back off overnight Saturday. So we're looking at Friday for a good amount of snow up in the Sierra Nevada mountains. No real rain, though, for the rest of us, but that's our next best chance of any preset. All right, next, we'll get a look at the highs and lows across the rest of the San Joaquin Valley for your Monday.
As federal support for homeless programs face uncertainty, Governor Gavin Newsom is announcing hundreds of millions of dollars in new funding aimed at helping cities move off of the streets. The Golden State is seeing its first reduction in homelessness in more than 15 years, a 9% drop statewide to be exact. According to the state auditor, 10 years ago, California ranked 49th out of 50 states in housing units, contributing to the rise in homelessness. The governor announced more than $419 million in new funding for 3 major cities in the state through the state's Homeless Housing Assistance and Prevention Program.
I'm tremendously proud of the progress we're making. Before I got here, between 2015 and 2019, we saw almost 52% increase in unsheltered homelessness. We've been real progress in the last few years. And I thought that was important last year because it marked a moment of progress. And we said more is coming. And this year, we're seeing that progress continue.
Now, so far, California has invested nearly $5 billion through HHAP since the program started. The funding also builds on Proposition 1, which expands behavioral health services. More than 1 million Californians live with serious mental illness, and state leaders say expanding treatment options is critical to preventing people from ending up on the streets. The state says another $500 million in homelessness funding is planned for next year. The governor says the goal is again not just to manage homelessness, but to reduce it with housing, mental health care, and local government working together. Well, the president is pulling out all the stops in hopes of taking over Greenland. How he is now threatening European countries who are against his efforts to secure the semi-autonomous nation.
The Chuck Chansey Skycam, sponsored by Chuck Chansey Gold Resort and Casino.
And let's take a live look now at downtown Fresno. I promise you it's there, just that fog still looming over the Central Valley as it always been the past week. Time now is 5:09 and 45 degrees right now. You can find new headlines of the weather forecast on your screen all morning long, even through the commercial break.
Hi, I'm Monty Torres of Fox 26 News on YouTube. Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel, where we have loads of great content for you to choose from. And while you're here, why not click on the subscribe button right here? That way you can stay in touch with all the latest breaking news, everything news related within the Central Valley. And thank you for watching.